So here we are starting our first night. And as we are going to start our first night, we should draw 6 cards because we are present at our keep, which we managed to acquire during our first day. So that's 5, and that is 6. So as you can see, we have some movements, we have rage, we have swiftness. So I believe that's good, that's good. And now we should choose our tactic. So we have these night tactics, and because I do not have any mana, if I had any crystals present, I would choose this one. Excellent card, but because we do not, but I desperately want to play first, so it doesn't matter. We have the mana draw, so let's take the long night. I will place the card over here. Now we will shuffle remaining tactic cards, and we will choose one for our dummy player, and he will have tactic card number 4. So we are going to play first, and I'm not sure if I want to. Well, the point is we have 2 movement cards on our hand, and we have a swiftness, so that's additional move. But because it's night, the forests over here is going to be very expensive. It will cost us 5 move. So I believe maybe what we are going to do is we could sack this keep, or we can move, because we need to explore, we can move over here and try to gain some mana crystals in the monster den. So I will play this movement card, the March, and I will empower it with green mana from the source, and I will play another movement card. That's total of 6 movement, and I will move myself over here because this costs 3 and this costs 3. And now what we can do, because we still have these in our hand, so either we can explore or we can fight. And I believe the best thing to do now is to fight. So we will enter the dungeon. What we have here is the Crypt Worm. Nasty opponent. He has 6 damage, 6 health, and he's fortified. And that's unfortunate because I was hoping a little bit that I could use the swiftness. And because we are entering the monster lair and not the dungeon, we can actually use our units inside if necessary. So what I think I do, I will let him attack, but I will use our shock troops, because this unit's ability, the third one, when we use our unit's third ability, it allows us to reduce one opponent's attack by 3, which would be 6 minus 3 is 3. The unfortunate part is that this unit will deal us damage, and we need to assign that damage to our unit. What that means is that he now has attack of 3, and our unit has 3 hit points, so we will assign 1 wound to our unit. So it's wounded and it's used. And now we can attack, because I already used our mana die, the green one, and we do not have red mana die. What I want to do is I will use this mana draw, and that means I can use 1 more mana die from the source, and I will use it to play swiftness, which give us range attack 3. I will play the rage, that's 2, so that's total of 5. And we have our special ability, And because it's Knight, we can use it to add 2 more damage. So that's total of 7. And he's toast. I will gain 5 more fame. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can advance onto next level. So what I want to do next is to clean my playing area. So I will reroll these dice. Oh, that's exhausted. I will clean up these cards. So this, and this. So this over here. This stays in our hand. And first of all, we need to get a reward. Because we defeated the monster in the monster lair, we can roll 1 mana die twice. And according to the result of the die, we will get either fame or crystal. So that's black. And that's gold. Because I have rolled 1 black mana, that means I will gain 1 more fame. And for the 1 gold mana, I can choose whichever basic mana color I want. And I want the green one. And I should advance on the next level, which means I will just flip this token. And we now have armor of 3. Because I have moved away from the keep, that means I will draw 4 more cards to a total of 5. 3, 4, 5. It is our dummy player's turn, so I will flip 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Because he doesn't have any white crystal, that's all. So let's see what we got. We have 2 cards which will give us influence, and that's not the thing we will necessarily want, I believe. And we have this and this. I would really like to heal this unit, but because it's level 2 unit, we will need 2 healing points. So we can use our tranquility. But first of all, you can heal at any time, not in if you are fighting, not in battle, but anytime during your turn. I believe the best thing to do now is to play these 2 cards sideways and explore 1 more tile. So I will place this over here, like this. Oh, and we have a Mage Knight and 1 rampaging enemy. And it's a Wolf Rider, and he's swift, so nasty ability because you need double the block to block his attack. What I would like to do now is probably reach this village and explore a little bit more, but unfortunately we do not have any movement in our hand. So the last thing I do in this turn, we have played these 2 cards sideways. I will use the Tranquility. Oh, not this. I will power it up with a green die. So that's healing 2, and we can heal our shock troops. So let's clean this up. This and this. These are the cards in our hand. We will re-roll the mana and it's blue. That's great. And we can draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. We have movement and we have swiftness. We have chivalry. So probably it will be a good time to find some opponent because we have attack card, we have some block. Yeah, really great cards. So let's see what our dummy player is up to. 1, 2, 3 cards, and that's blue, and he has 1 blue crystal, so 1 more card. So in my next turn, I will use this movement. I will power it up with blue mana from the source, and I will move 2 spaces because this gives us move 4, and we have grasslands, so we can move 2 spaces to that village. Next thing I want to do is to play my swiftness for another 2 movement points, and we can explore a little bit more. So we can place this tile like this or like this, And I will probably place it over here. So let's see. Ooh, we have another wizard tower. So that's one rampaging enemy. Oh my god. And that's a wizard tower and another village. And that's a nasty opponent. I believe it's called Orc War Beast, and it's brutal. So it deals twice the damage. So if we let his attack unblocked, it will deal us 6 damage, but unfortunately it's not fortified. So the next thing I will do is, because we have these cards on our hand, we will attack that Orc War Beast. As I was saying, this opponent is brutal, so we have to defeat its attack if we do not want to gain 2 more wounds, but we have Tovek's special blocking card. It's either attack 2 or ice block 3, so we will use the ice block 3. He has immunities, but it only applies if there is another effect beside of attack or block, because it's a blue card and he has cold immunity. So we will use block 3, so he will do us nothing. Then I will use crystallization. I will not use crystallization. And we are going to play chivalry for an attack of 3, and we can use our ability for another 2 points of attack, so that's 5, and he's finished. We will get 3 fame. So I will get 1, 2, 3 fame and 1 prestige. And that's it for our turn. So I will place this here. We must clean these cards. So let's take these. We have to reroll the mana die. Red. That's great. And we will draw 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have our 5 cards in our hand, and we have none in our deck. So because we draw this tactics, we can, after we finish our deck, we can shuffle our discard pile and place 3 cards to our deck. So let's reshuffle, and we must place those cards randomly. So that's 1, 2, 3 cards. So let's see what our dummy player is going to do. 1, 2, 3 cards. That's green. He has 2 green crystals, so that's 2 additional cards. And what I am going to do, I will play my movement and I will explore over here. So let's place this tile over there. And look, we have a monastery. And 1 rampaging enemy. I will place this token over here. And because we revealed a monastery, we should place 1 advanced action card into the display. We couldn't acquire this card when we level up, but we can buy it in the monastery. So let's see what we have on our hand. We have crystallization, we have concentration, we have another rage, and we have instinct, which is special card. So we have more movement. I think the great thing to do would be to explore a little bit more, because we have already explored all the countryside tiles. So if we explore 1 core tile, we will get gold units in the next round in the display. So I already played my movement card and I didn't use a mana die. I'm not sure why I didn't do that, but it doesn't matter, because we have 1 green crystal in our inventory, and we can play instinct together with concentration, and we will power it up with the green crystal, and it will give us movement of 6. And because it's nighttime, the traversing the desert only costs 3 points, so we have 6. We can move 1, 2 spaces on the edge. And now we can play these 2 cards sideways for a movement of 2. And we can explore our first core tile. And it's a city. Great. Great. As you can see, we have explored a blue city, we have another monastery, and we have a draconum. So I will place this token over here. So we have our blue city here, and I like to spice things up a little bit, because the basic difficulty when you are playing solo Conquest, the first city you explore has a difficulty of a level of 5, and the second one has level of 8. But I like to play that the first city has level of 8, and the second one has a level of 11. So let's place 2 white and 2 purple tokens on the card. So we have a card for our blue city. And let's place 1, 2 white and 1, 2 purple tokens. So I will place the city card over here. And we will place our city miniature. And as we have no more cards in our hand, let's clean this up. So we have used all these cards and this crystal, so let's clean this up. And we will draw, because of our tactics card, we can draw additional 3 cards. Oh, and look at that, we have another movement. We have promise, and we have the power of ice. So again, it's our dummy player's turn, so that's 1, 2, 3 cards. And it's a green one, so 2 additional green cards, and he has none left. So next turn, the dummy player will call the end of the round. And because I placed the second monastery on the board, let's place this card, which we can learn in the monastery. And because I have nothing better to do, I can't reach this mine and I can't reach this tile, because this draconum would attack us if we move to the adjustment space. And because forests are going to be cheaper during daylight, I think I will move over here, because we will be next to the village. We could attack this tower, or we could explore a little bit more. So I will play our march, and I will play 1 card sideways. That's a total movement of 3, and I can move over here, and that's it for me. So we used these 2 cards. Let's clean them up. And because next turn our dummy player is going to call the end of the round, and I do not have nothing to do, so I believe we can call it the end of the round, and that's Knight 1. And because we are ending our round, we need to place the bottom advanced action card to the dummy player's deck. And we are removing the bottom spell, and it's this one. It's a white spell, so we need to place 1 white crystal into the dummy player's mana pool. So I'm going to slide these down and these down. We will see our next spell available. It's Chill and 1 advanced action card. And we need to take these 2 advanced cards off, because they are only available at monasteries. And instead of these, I will place 2 more. So that's 1 and that's 2. This card is called Into the Heat, and this card is Lightning Explosion. We will also get rid of these units, and because we have already explored at least 1 core tile, we can get gold units. And because we only have 3 units available, we will place them like 1 advanced, 1 basic, 1 advanced. So let's see. Oh, we have Delphana Masters, and we will place our basic unit. I believe they are called Red Monks. And we have Atom Mages. And that's it for our first night. The only thing remaining is to turn this to the day side and reroll the mana dice. Oh, this looks interesting. And I want to apologize because I have little problems with my setup, mainly with my lights, because this room is very dark. and I know it's affecting the video quality significantly, but in time, I promise I will improve the settings. So that's it, and we can move on to the day 2.